up in the morning edition?
88 reports required no further actions where persons were found safe.
The Bahamas maintains its Tier 1 ranking in the Trafficking in Persons report. Also,
they discovered the body of the victim.
A tragic discovery through a track road, and
that's when I came home and started pursuing some business ventures of my own.
A young entrepreneur selling a traditional product with a 21st century presentation. We have those stories and much, much more when the morning edition comes. Right back.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties, whatever they may be. We equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the morning edition. Taking a look at your weather forecast this morning. A weakening cold front over the southeast Bahamas will stall gradually and dissipate through tonight. Meanwhile, a high pressure continues to generate moderate to fresh winds across the nation. We'll get up to a high today of 75 degrees with an overnight low of 63 degrees. Well, let's take you out to our streets this morning, where our Lloyd Allen and the morning traffic team is standing by with your Tuesday morning traffic.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Yes, good morning, LaDawn. Good morning, Bahamas. A great start to your Tuesday morning. And, of course, we are giving you your first look at traffic this one, coming in from the intersection of East Street and Soldier Road. That's a little alarm setting off in the background. Now, of course, if you're coming out of the southern New Providence area, that's in communities like Pinewood Gardens, South Beach, and even Malcolm Road, expect some delays as you're entering those major corridors like this one here, East Street, as well as Blue Hill Road, to get to your various destinations. This morning, we're also joined by Corporal Christopher Wibbs from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, who's giving us an idea of traffic developments over the past 24-hour period.
Good morning, Lloyd. Good morning, Bahamas. We're happy to report that we had no matters reported to the police last night up to this morning. However, in a total of 24 hours, we had a total of 11 accidents, 10 of which are accidents were minor damages and one with minor injuries. We still have 16 hospitalized victims as a result of those RTAs.
All right, well, definitely praying for those victims. But this morning, one of those things that we're talking about, I started to speak with one of your officers a few days ago about the proliferation, these persons using motorcycles as well as four-wheelers in regular traffic. And they've become somewhat of a nuisance for many drivers who say these motorists don't necessarily take those needed precautions. What caution can you offer to those persons on those motorcycles, but also cautions to other drivers as they see them?
As it relates to those Bike Nation, Bike Life, we want to remind them that they still have to adhere to the rules of the road. There is no overtaking on a curve, on a hill, overtaking where private corners or private entrances are. We want to keep them safe, and everybody have to do their part. And if they trying to traverse wherever they want to go, we ask that they follow the rules of the road. You can overtake a designated spot, but you have to avoid the red, or we call a danger zone in riding. The word of advice, go on YouTube, learn these terminologies, and you will find why they call it the red zone or danger zone, because it is to safeguard them. Trust me, it makes a vast of difference in technical riding, signaling left, signaling right, looking further ahead as you ride so that you can anticipate the vehicle that is in front of you, because we're going to be honest, not everybody signal when they turn. But being the fact that it is, you still have to make sure that you drive with due care and attention, and that should make sure that one life, which is their life, should be saved at the end of the day.
Now, of course, that's quite a bit of information, but as we wrap up, one question I've always been wondering, I know many of these bikers use street bikes as well as dirt bikes. Are they both legal on our streets?
All right. Most of the bikes are legal. Now, we have those Yamaha and the little Honda 450s cranks. There's no way that they can license because they don't have no headlights, they don't have no reflectors, beam, the signaling, so it's no way that they can be licensed. But we have street bikes like the Honda 1000 and the Honda 650s. Those can license because they come properly affixed with all the things classified under registration of the motor vehicle, clear as daylight. But we have some of them clearly that the only thing they have is just that's all they want to hear, the thrill of the roar, you know. And I would appeal to them, listen, if you're going to go get those bikes, then find a friend who does electrical work and fix your bike. You know, fix your bike up to make sure that, hey, it's in the rules and regulations of the Road Traffic Act. And trust me, you're free to go wherever we have no problem with you. Hey, put on your helmet. We put on your helmet. Trust me, this make a big difference after you may have been hit or in an accident.
So, of course, no random, however he said it. But, of course, get your helmets and get those important attachments to ensure that you're legal while on the streets. That's been a quick look at your morning traffic report. For the morning edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Now, off the top this morning, the country maintaining its Tier 1 ranking in the United States Department's 2020 Trafficking in Persons report. Commissioner of Police Paul Roll indicating in his annual report at police headquarters on Monday that this is the 6th year in a row the Bahamas has maintained that ranking. He credited the combined efforts of the Missing and Exploited Persons Investigations Team at the Criminal Investigations Department and the National Trafficking in Persons Task Force for this success.
There were 100 reports of missing persons throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. 88 reports required no further actions where persons were found safe, and 11 cases remain open under investigation. Notwithstanding, the majority of missing person report were adolescent females engaging in sexual intercourse.
Commissioner Roll also noted that domestic matters decreased in 2020.
For the period in review, overall cases where domestic violence was a factor decreased by 39%, with 2,436 incidents compared to 3,972 the previous year. Domestic-related incidents include family relations, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, or friend in general.
Active investigations underway into the country's latest homicide after the lifeless body of a female was found late Monday evening by police. The body was laying on the ground near an abandoned building through a track road off Marshall Road. The female, believed to be in her early 20s, sustained blunt force injuries to the head. She was fully clothed and in the early state of rigor mortis. Here is Press Liaison Officer and Assistant Superintendent of Police, Audley Peters.
Information is a vehicle was driving through, and as a result, walking onto the property, they discovered the body of the victim. At last report, which would have been 8 a.m. this morning, we have no reports of any female reported missing. Based on what the investigators suggesting, they are following a lead at the moment, but we still want to depend on members of the public who may have some information in respect to this to contact us.
Following a recent traffic fatality which left a woman dead and 3 others injured in Abaco, work is now being done to install proper lighting that's believed may have contributed to a number of accidents on the streets of that northern island. Senior Deputy Family Island Administrator for North Abaco, Therese Budalang, with this update.
If you were to move throughout Abaco, you will see BPL in there, large volume of work that they still have left to do, but also you will see the amount of work that has already been undertaken because they are in the process of putting up the poles from one end of Abaco to the next, and some of which do have lights on them where there are dangerous curves throughout the highway, but we haven't seen that yet undertaken because they're still in the middle of their restoration efforts.
Just one new case of COVID-19 reported in the Ministry of Health's latest release, that case being right here in the capital. There has also been a reclassified case which was originally linked to New Providence but has now been added to Andros. The total count nationwide now stands at 8,068. 1,141 cases are active with 6,700 recoveries. There are 13 hospitalizations and more than 57,000 tests have been administered. The COVID-19 death toll remains at 175. Full services at the Princess Margaret Hospital's morgue has resumed between the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. This includes autopsy and identification services. Hospital management would like to thank the public for its understanding and patience during the temporary suspension of autopsy and identification services sometime last week. Stay close. We've got more right after this. You're watching The Morning Edition.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
You are a healthcare worker. Thank you for fighting on the front lines against COVID-19. It is normal to feel stressed when taking care of others who don't feel well. But remember to take care of yourself. Don't forget to rest between shifts, eat healthy meals, engage in physical activity, and stay connected to family and friends. Avoid harmful coping strategies like drinking alcohol. For managers of healthcare workers, the same tips apply to you. Here's how you can help. Consistently give updates. Rotate staff between high and low stress level functions. Encourage work breaks and ensure that they know where they can find help. We are here for you.
Welcome back. Well, as concerns linger on the acquisition of a number of generators by Bahamas Power and Light through a tender process, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, is assuring that it was a necessary move. Bannister says the 4 rental engines secured by a tender process, won by local company Sun Oil, remains an important step in filling energy demands, noting it was an advancement in efficiency that was simply better for the environment. Last week, BPL issued a statement confirming that the 4 rental engines were necessary to shore up generation until the new plant station D is completed and pumping power to the grid.
I think the industry is such that all of them work and cooperate together and get the best possible engines. So if we negotiated with a Bahamian group that wanted to be able to bring engines in, and they told us they could bring them in. We had all of those little 1 megawatt engines sitting around. We didn't need them.
For the average red-blooded Bahamian, fresh fish is as Bahamian as apple pie is American. So any visit to the fish market is most certainly about getting fresh products. This morning, Lloyd Allen introduces us to a young business owner who is attempting to transform the traditional fish stand.
Well, many locals are used to the idea of the fresh catch of the day, but one local entrepreneur is turning that idea on its head. 21-year-old Lozano Major is not your run-of-the-mill fisherman. He says in another life, he could have easily been a lawyer.
I went to college for 1 year to initially study international relations, but I wanted to be a lawyer. But after experiencing some success in business ventures, I switched my major to marketing. After I decided it wasn't necessary to pursue entrepreneurship, I decided to leave, and that's when I came home and started pursuing some business ventures of my own.
Now, according to Lozano, it was his father who first saw the vision for Deep Blue Seafood.
And he always saw this location in hopes of opening a fish house. Then when he saw the location was open, he said, you know, that would be something great. And once I saw the location, I imagined the possibilities.
This millennial says his business may be selling a traditional product, but his presentation is 21st century.
So once we get our fish, we de-thaw them and we take them into our cleaning house to be processed and vacuum sealed.
Azano says since opening a year ago, his customer base has soared.
You know, we like a particular Bahamian group is our thing, and I treat myself today, and I pass here. That's for every weekend, and so I'm just enjoying myself. I'm going to have some nice group ahead today.
As he made the leap from formal education to entrepreneurship, Azano acknowledges the risk involved, but encourages others who want to chart a similar path to understand that growth takes time. However, the payoff is worth it.
Two things. One, be humble enough to admit that you don't know what you're doing, and two, have the initiative to find out what you don't know.
That's a wrap for this week's edition of Market Insider. For the morning edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
The Ministry of Education is continuing its commitment to learning in an effort to improve its virtual learning platform. Director of Education Marcellus Taylor says they had to initiate some classes for parents and guardians.
So the Ministry of Education has encouraged its teachers and school administrators, guidance counselors and others to find ways to offer support. That support comes in many different ways in terms of contacting parents and giving them guidance, having some workshops to give parents basic tips as to what it is that they can do, trying our best to make that task of overseeing the children's education a little bit easier for families. We know that there's still some families that struggle with that, and that's part of the reason why for us the desired model is to have some version of face-to-face.
The Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, BTVI, adjusting as needed to combat the challenges brought on by COVID-19. President Dr. Robert Robertson says they are taking it all in strides.
The traditional student enrollment is down, which is not unexpected. It's down in the U.S., it's down in Canada. But in our case, overall enrollment is up and will be up this term. To be honest with you, a number of technical schools globally are moving to virtual for all courses, including trades. So, for example, even welding, there's simulations you can do, you can see online. You can actually work online virtually. Increasingly, I think you're seeing a lot of innovation, a lot of adaptation, and so we're trying to stay up with the trends in that respect. We're trying to stay ahead of what's happening globally. It is helpful to get in, obviously, and we're going to continue doing that, but it's also important for us to recognize the global trends are clearly towards more digitization of all courses, including technical courses.
Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis sending condolences to the family of former Director of Education Zelma Dean, who passed away last week. Prime Minister Minnis describing Dean as a veteran educator among a generation of educators who touched the lives of thousands of students and who was passionate to develop the potential and gifts of the nation's children and young people. The Prime Minister also indicated that Dean understood numeracy and literacy were vital for personal development and lifelong learning, which was exemplified when she created Let's Read Bahamas and Program Shore. Prime Minister Minnis said he joins his predecessor, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram, who noted Mrs. Dean left a sterling record in education where she was widely appreciated and commanded the respect of colleagues and students. The Prime Minister also reminisced on working with Dean on the development of the Free National Movement's 2017 election manifesto. The Prime Minister concluded his statement by issuing condolences to the Dean family on behalf of his family, the government, and the people of the Bahamas.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pinder. During this global pandemic, we ask for you to be responsible. As we fight the COVID-19 virus together, we would like to encourage you to do the following. Wash your hands. Cover your mouth and nose with a flex elbow or tissue when coughing and sneezing. Practice social distancing by staying 6 feet apart. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth, and if you must go out, wear a mask. We stay here for you. Please stay home for us. To those of you on the front line, we salute you as we continue this fight together.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with GD Media Solutions and this television station.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. or just want to listen to your favorite station, it's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
Here are your COVID-19 isolation tips. Protecting others while in quarantine or self-isolation. While in quarantine or self-isolation, use safety measures to protect yourself and community from spreading COVID-19. Being in quarantine or self-isolation can make you feel anxious or stressed. Ensure that you take care of your emotions. Physical distancing does not mean socially disconnected. Stay connected with family and friends digitally. Keep a daily routine. Exercise daily, get rest, eat healthy, engage in activities, avoid unhealthy behaviors, and seek information from credible sources. You are not alone. Contact our hotline at 819-7652 or any of the numbers that appear on your screen.
Welcome back to the Morning Edition. Well, DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns back on the court yesterday for the first time in a week after sitting out for COVID-19 contact tracing. This ball game went down to the wire, but the Memphis Grizzlies would pull it out 108-104. DeAndre led the Suns with 18 points and 16 rebounds. They play again tomorrow night against the Houston Rockets. Baptist senior forward Shaquille Butters has been named the American Midwest Conference Men's Basketball Player of the Week for the second consecutive week. Butters averaged 15 points and 15 rebounds over 2 games. The Eagles are back in action tonight as they host Central Baptist. Despite the blow COVID-19 has dealt to sports locally, the Ministry of Education, in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, is set to put on a national high school golf championship next month. Director of Sports Tim Munning says golf is an ideal sport for the COVID-19 environment.
Kids just need the opportunity or exposure to something else like golf. Golf is a very distancing sport, so they're not going to be impacted by any, we're watching out for this virus that's going around, so they have an opportunity to go on the course and really test their skills.
16-year-old Zion Taylor, a student athlete at the Windsor School, will be one of the golfers taking part.
I think it's a good opportunity to showcase the talent that we have in the Bahamas. It's a great opportunity to get other juniors into golf, because right now we're at a limited amount of people in golf. To play D1 college, get a scholarship, then go on the Pro Tour. That's my goal. I have Georgia on my list. I have Arizona on my list. I have Clemson on my list, Tennessee, tons of other schools.
As was alluded to earlier, COVID-19 is taking a toll on sports locally. The Director of Sports spoke more about the issue.
On a case-by-case basis, sports are making their application, presenting what protocols they will put in place. So it's not just an open door or sports has begun. So once federations and sporting organizations can demonstrate and provide the assurance that they have their athletes protected and themselves, the competent authority, along with the Ministry of Health, is granting approvals to open. So we've had some track and field events going on, swimming, sailing are some of the sports. So bit by bit, it's opening up.
Stay close. We've got more right after this. You're watching The Morning Edition.
Explore the world of agriculture with us. Join me, your host, Carla Palmer, for continued adventures in agriculture and the marine environment as we head into Season 2 of the program, Agriculture Now. That's Agriculture Now, moving to a new date and time, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m., right here on the ZNS Television Network.
As an artist, I travel all over the world, and I find inspiration all around me. From the people, and especially the environment. I love the Bahamas with all its natural beauty. From Abaco in the north to Inagua in the south, and all the wonderful and colorful islands in between. But we must all do our part to keep the Bahamas healthy and clean, now and for the future generations. That's why I want you to find a little time to do your part. I'm doing my part because I care. Do you?
It is important to take precautions to reduce your risk of getting infected with COVID-19, even when you go to the grocery store. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others while you wait in line to enter the store. 1 person per household needs to go. Use wipes to disinfect the cart or basket handle that you select. Avoid touching your face, unnecessary items, and surfaces. Try to touch only what you are buying. So carry a grocery list to help you move along quickly. Do not forget to wear a cloth mask while you do your shopping and carry hand sanitizer with you. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others as you shop and at the cash register. Spend as little time as possible in the store and get enough groceries to last you for a while. Once your groceries are packed and loaded, use hand sanitizer and rub your hands together until they are completely dry. When you come home from the grocery store, take off your shoes at the door and put all of your grocery bags in one area. Disinfect your grocery bags. Rinse produce and wipe down cans and packages with soap and water before you put them away. Wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds when you are done. Wash your clothes and your reusable grocery bags.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Explore the world of agriculture with us. Join me, your host, Carla Palmer, for continued adventures in agriculture and the marine environment as we head into Season 2 of the program, Agriculture Now. That's Agriculture Now, moving to a new date and time, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m., right here on the ZNS Television Network.
It is normal to feel overwhelmed, lonely, scared, or sad during a crisis. Coping can be difficult when your daily schedule is interrupted. Drinking may feel good, but is not the best way to cope with stress. It can worsen your mental and physical health and impact your family. So how can you cope? Keep physically active, like taking a walk or dancing. Cook and eat nutritious food, including fruits and vegetables. Engage in indoor activities like playing games and staying connected with family and friends. Meditate, encourage yourself, or enjoy music. Still feeling overwhelmed? We are here to listen. This message is brought to you by these partners.
One of the most important questions that you could ever ask is why. Somebody wants you to join the gang? Why? Somebody wants you to use dope? Why? Somebody wants you to go on a move with them? Why? I've met so many people that messed up their future by not asking that question. People are now blind, confined to wheelchairs in prison, and even dead because they failed to ask the question, why? I mean, it's your future. Shouldn't you at least know why you messed it up? But let me ask you a question. Why would you choose to mess up our nation's #1 industry, tourism? Why would you choose to mess up a future for your little brother, your little sister, or even your own little children by promoting gangs? I'm Carlos Reed, asking you to create the kind of future that you want to see by choosing to ask the question, why?
Several businesses were forced to shut their doors in the peak of the pandemic and have suffered financially, but one young business owner is looking on the bright side and is now reopening her doors to customers under some very strict safety protocols.
I am expected to blow my own mind, my own plans that I have
had set for myself and my business.
The year 2020 brought on a number of hardships for small and medium-sized business owners hoping to keep their head above water and financially stable. Gabrielle Dean, owner of Pure Bliss, is one of them. Gabrielle says she knows all too well about the fear of uncertainty and is hopeful that the services she provides will bring some much-needed stress relief for her customers.
I offer Swedish massage, deep tissue massage, hostel massage. I offer group rates. I offer all services and eyelash extensions. I am appointment-based only, so it depends on my appointment scheduling. So whichever client chooses to book, I get to rolling.
For 9 long months, Gabrielle's business located off Soldier Road was temporarily closed due to lingering fears and increased COVID-19 cases in this country. The young entrepreneur who reopened her doors this month says the outbreak pushed her to make a very tough decision.
I was formerly working for another company, and this year I just decided to launch into my business full-time because I've learned a lot of lessons prior to COVID and the lockdown. I couldn't do nothing. There was no appointments flowing in. Even though I was part-time working for myself, the little business that I had flowing in, everything stopped. And then we had reopened back, I think in June or July, and I had a few appointments, but that wasn't it. We have to survive. We had to survive. And this year, 2021, I made a decision to just launch on my own and be full-time into my company, into my business. I also took a lash extension course in October.
While giving me a complimentary massage, Gabrielle revealed that so far business has been pretty good and her clientele numbers continue to rise. However, she assured future customers that were a bit hesitant about getting a massage in these hectic but stressful times that the strictest safety protocols are in place.
We are very, I would say, COVID friendly. In other words, we take our precautions. You sanitize, you get your temperature check, you wear your mask at all times. We sanitize and disinfect after every client, so it's safe.
And while giving that assurance, Gabrielle also shared some strong words of encouragement to those business owners who are yet to reopen or are struggling to keep their businesses open in this pandemic.
And if you start and stop, just keep going. Don't procrastinate and say, oh, because I started and this failed. No, try and try again. Success don't happen overnight.
And that's a wrap for us this morning. For the entire morning team, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great day, everyone.